Just making sure we're all sorted. And we're live. Hi Sylvia. Right. Just making sure I've got my computer on silent. Hi Maxine. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Right, we'll get started. Hello, good evening and welcome. Lorna Carter from Lorna Carter's Creations, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK. Right, this evening we've got more flowers and we're going to be creating these two cards. So we've got, they're just fairly simple but with a few techniques. Just a birthday, in fact they're both birthday. Hi Izzy. And then this one, and this one we've got using vellum on this one. We've done some embossing on the background in white, and we've done some watercolouring as well. So yes, this is what we're going to be doing. Right, I've got all my stamps more or less mounted up. I just did a nice little display as we were starting. I'm just going to move those to one side and I'll just go through what we're going to be using. So at the moment, during March, we have a sale on. I'll just get all my details. Hope that's not too bright. So we've got a sale on, and the mini Stampin' Cut emboss machine, the little one, that is down to £44.75. It's usually £56. Just a nice little tool for on your desk, and it's really easy, really natty. Along with that, we have several bundles, and I believe it's 20% off. I think it's 20% off the mini cut and emboss machine as well. So we've got several bundles. So we've got All Squared Away, Art Gallery bundle, Beauty of Friendship bundle, Celebrate Sunflowers bundle, Garden Wishes bundle, Hydrangea Haven bundle, Pansy Patch bundle, Sweet as a Peach bundle, Seascape bundle, Quiet Meadow bundle, Welcoming Window, What's Cooking, and Wildcats. So these are all 20% off at the moment. Now we're going to be using the Meadow Dies from the Quiet Meadow bundle, and also I'm going to be using from the Harvest Dies this little fella, this Echinacea. Hi Helen. So we're going to be cutting out, I've done some of my die cutting purely because with making two cards I don't want to be too long. So but before we start, just want to show you these other cards that I made. Now these are some of the dies from the two die sets I've been on about, the Harvest and the Meadow. And all I've done, hi Shaz, all I've done is die cut, and I've just made them all the same but just different flowers. So that one is done with, the colour on that is Rich Raspberry. That one is Flirty Flamingo. So they're all the same style but just different colours with different flowers. That one was Coastal Cabana. That's similar to what we did last week, and that's Highland Heather. that's just a single, whereas, just let me, there we go, very similar to that one, but just different colour. I'm just playing about with colours. And then last but not least is this one, and I've used, instead of stamping in colour, I've heat embossed with gold on the background, and then the little dottage splats, whatever you want to call them. So I've done that. So it just goes to show all the sorts of different things you can do. So just wanted to show you those. Right, so what I'm going to do, I think, is do all the watercolouring first. Thank you, Izzy. Yeah, so I'm going to just watercolour. I've got one of my stems on this one already prepared, but I just wanted to show you how I did this. I don't know if you can see, just up here, I tried to get a little bit of texture, and I want to show you how I did this. So yes, let's get started. So I'll just bring a scrap in just so we can just move. I'll just try and put those there. I've got my little pot of water. Right, so we'll go with what I would say cornflower, but I'm not sure. And I'll put it on there so you can see. So I've already done one of those. So we're going to be doing the same with this one. So what I need to do, and I just wanted to show you, like I did last week, I think, because I want them in two different directions, and the die is only, if I can find it, what have I done with it? I've popped it down. I've popped it down. Oh, there it is. So the die is only the one direction. What I've done is die cut them, and I've turned this one over. So this is the underside, but you wouldn't know once it's all decorated. So you can do it both ways. Right. Let me get sat down and get my colours out, and let's get started. So the colours we're going to use, I'm going to have to move those out of the way, I don't want to splatter them. The colours we're going to use are Pacific Point and Pear Pizzazz. So you'll see that I've been in earlier in both of them. I'm just gonna, that's it. Right, better take my lid off my water, else I'm not going to get very far. Right, so we don't want the brush too wet. I was going to cut these out with watercolour card, and I forgot. So this is actually basic white, but as long as you don't get it too wet, it's absolutely fine. So I'm just going to go in with the green. Hopefully you'll soon see it, because it's white on white at the moment. So just go in, just so we've got a base colour on. In fact, I'll just let that dry. I'm going to go in with the blue. Now I love Pacific Point, it's a lovely colour. Absolutely love it. So it's just a matter of going over just like so. It's just a matter of building the colour up. I just absolutely love these dies. I've really got into them. Right, so we've just got a basic colour, very pale, like so. Okay. We're going to go in for a darker colour. Well, darker colour, more intense. And I'm just going to... I'm not just doing it to the bottom of the stem. Just to give it that definition. Ooh, stuck to my finger. You've just got to be a little bit careful when you've watercoloured them because they are very flimsy. Right, so I'm just gonna put a little bit, just a little bit darker up there, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do. So that's it with the brush for that one. I'll leave that to dry. I'll do the Echinacea, if I say it right. I'm just gonna, no, I want the green actually. So I want, for the Echinacea, we need early espresso, polished pink, calypso coral, Cajun craze. In fact, it's not polished pink, it's magenta madness I use, as well as, I've done the green, I don't need to do that, not yet, that's fine. Right, let's see if I can remember how I did this. So we're starting with Cajun craze, and we're just going to concentrate on this top piece. So if I just go in, so it's just a matter of putting the colour down, like so. Right, I'm going to colour this bit, leave it to dry, and then when I do the heat embossing, I will heat emboss and then we'll finish this off, but we'll just get the basics done on it. So that was Cajun craze. I must have cleaned that. And that one, if I can squeeze, oh, I can just. Right, let me see if I can try and recreate my colours. So this is Calypso Coral, and I'm just gonna, it's very similar to Cajun Craze, but because this is gonna have more water on it because we're doing several coats, so this, it does go a little bit bobbly, but it's quite textured, so it looks okay. Right, so it looks like that's done in the same colour, doesn't it? But it isn't, it's different, promise you. I'm going to go in a bit darker actually. Cajun Craze. This is where, I don't know if, I just thought there was another colour. Oh. Flirty Flamingo. You can do it any colour, but once we get, it looks nothing at the moment, but once we get the darker colour on, you'll soon see. Just going to go in. Just going to go in a little bit darker. Right, well, let's. Just remembering how I got the beautiful colour, because I've had loads of different inks out over the weekend, all sorts of colours. I've been having a play. And it's been nice for a change. Quiet, I'm concentrating. There we go. Right, I'm just going to leave it just like that for now. Doesn't look much. Whoops, I've got ink on there. But I just want them to dry before we use the daubers on them. And also, say I'm going to heat emboss this top. And it wants to be dry-ish. So I'm just going to pop that to one side. Right. What we're going to do next. So, oh, excuse me, nose is running. So on each card there's a panel. And these are the stitch rectangular dies, and I'll show you the ones I've used. You know, you get your desk all organised, everything together, and when you go live everything goes pear-shaped. Okay, so these are stitch rectangle dies. So the ones I've used for the Echinacea, it's the biggest of the tall, narrow ones. And then for the the cornflower type flower, I've used, it's the third one too. It's the third one from the centre. So I've already die cut those. So I'll get them, we'll show you what I did. So we've got the small one and the long one. Right, so on this card I've just used, I did the polished pink, and I've just stamped the background with the very Versailles and the calligraphy stamp. So that's what we're going to do on there. Just get my scrap. Put that to one side before I get it mucky. Right, so we've got blue flowers this time. Get it right. So I'm going to go in with Pacific Point. Now this is a dark colour, obviously. So I'm just going to test. I'll do it on that side. So I'm just going to test. Yeah. I'm going to go in second generation if I can. I'm going to stand up for this. I want to try and get it as level as I can. Just going in, just covering as much of it as possible and stamping down. Oh, Shaz. You just, all I do is sit and play and paint. I am sure you can. If I can do it, anybody can. Right, so there we go. That's the background piece done. Now, just let me clean that because we're going to start heat embossing. Yes, so here it is. So on the other one, on this one, this is heat embossed on the background. You probably can't, or maybe can just see it, I don't know. And I've done it in clear. So it just, you can see it, and it's very subtle. I was trying to be like, what would you call it? Quite clean this week. Fairly simple. I'm just going to change that because just let me get any one. Right, so that's that one, and this is the other one. Making sure I've not got any marks on it because it will certainly stand out. Right, so I've got my clear embossing powder. Just move that out of the way. I've got my little embossing buddy. Just to take all the residue. And then we've got Versamark. And we're going to go in, and as I said last week, Versamark is like a watermark ink pad, and it does stay wet for longer than the others, so you can heat emboss very nicely with it. Right, I'm just going to bring it down just so I can see. So I'm going to go in like that. And then just ink up the top again, because we're just going to finish off. You can't see, but I know the bottom bit just isn't stamped. Just not quite long enough where it was for the other one. So I'll just clean that off. Right, so because I've stamped on that, I'm going to put that. No, I'm not doing it that way. It's alright, it's in here. I was forgetting. I got it in here, just trying to be very careful that I don't use the very edge. I don't know if you can just see, I think. It's just very subtle. But I just thought it was, you know, just that bit different. Right. So I will warm my heat tool up. And while we're on this, we'll do the, I've done one sentiment. I've done the black one because I did a load yesterday. So we'll do the, I'm not holding this up to the camera. Because I'll end up burning my fingers again. But it's very, very subtle. You can just see it changing. go. That's that. Right, so if I just lift that up, I don't know if you can see that or not. You can just, I think. It's just very subtle. So that is the background for the Echinacea card. Right. Got a little piece of white, basic white cardstock. And I'm going to give you a treat this week. My favourite colour in the embossing powder is copper. So I did gold on this one, but I've decided we're going to go in with copper because I just absolutely love to see it melt. It's beautiful. Right, we're having happy birthday again. I'm just going to go in, and I will hold this one up so you can see. There we go. That's one side. So here we go with the copper. If I can get the lid off. I just love this. So just making sure we've got it covered. And there's no... There we go, so that's not too bad. Right. Let me get my... I'm going to hold it that way. So I'm going to hold that up. Just warm it up again. And you can see the yumminess. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. Fabulous. Right. Let's put those away. I'm just going to cut this and it's all done and dusted. So we're just going to go into cut right down. Like so. So get rid of my scraps. And then just get my little snips. And we're going to go in like so. So that's our other happy birthday done. So that is, no, it's not all the heat embossing. I'll do this next. This is the last bit. Right, so out of Forever Fern, it has this little splatter, dottage, whatever you want to call it. This is what I'm using. It's only a tiny stamp. So all I want to do is just stamp this top piece. So I'm just... got a cat here. Oh. You can't come to my house without getting cat ears everywhere. Right, so we're just going to stamp down. I'm just going to go on top like that. I'm just going to move it round. I'm just trying to get texture. That's it. Don't know if you can see. We've just got some dottage, some splats, some whatever. And all I'm going to do, I've put my powder away, is heat emboss it with clear. And the reason I want to heat emboss it with clear is purely because when I've done this, it will keep the colour that's underneath, and I'm going to go over the top with Early Espresso, which is a dark colour, and it will still shine through. So this is why we're doing this. Yeah. So this is why you want it to have dried, because if it was wet, you'd end up with embossing powder all stuck to it. So, oops. So in we go. So all it's done, just so you can see, we've got, it's focusing and focusing, we've got some spots on it. Looks like it's got chicken pox, but I wanted it to try and give the effect of the texture. Right, let me sit back down. We'll continue with the flowers. Right, oh, I'm going to get a fresh one because that's got embossing powder all over it. Right, so I've got my little daubers. I want the brown one, pink, blue and green. This is what I want to do with blending brushes when I get enough. So all like the purples, all like the oranges, the you know, greens, blues, that's what I want to do. Right, so I'm going to bring this one in as well, and I'm going to go back in Espresso. That's my Flirty Flamingo, Magenta Madness. Right, I might actually go in with that as well. This is Cajun Craze, this one. So it's just a thing of trial, a case of trial and error. So I'm just putting colour on. What I'm going to try and do is just build up the colour. So that one was Cajun Craze. If I can shut it. I can't do it when I've got that on my finger. That's that one. So that one's Cajun Craze. I'm going to go in Early Espresso. So as you can see, it's really dark. And we're just going to go in. Just going to go a bit further down. Like so. Just to give it, I've done it a little bit darker than the other one, but it doesn't matter. So what was this one? Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to use that one. It's just a matter of, yet again, just giving it just that little bit of colour. And to finish it off, we're going to go with Magenta Madness. So this is one of the ink colours that will be leaving us. This time in the new catalogue. And then obviously we get some new ones. It's all exciting when the new catalogue comes out. There we go. So as you can see, we've got that bit of texture. The colour is actually pinkier than what it looks on screen, but yeah, it's just something different. I prefer the first one I did, to be honest, but never mind. I've got a bit too dark at the top, but it's all hand done. So I'm just going to go in with the green, just give it and this is Pear Pizzazz. Just give it, so it's just got that bit more colour. Oops, nearly ripped it. Get carried away. Just trying to put a bit more. That's it. There we go. Not too bad. But you get the idea. You build the colours up. I want that out again. So that is my Echinacea. So that's one done. And we're just going to finish this little fella off. So going in with the green again. Just to give it a little bit more colour. Like so. And then we'll go in with Pacific Point. Just let me find my blue one. Just sit down for this. Right. So we're just going to go in. And we're just going to work from the bottom. Oh, I just want to leave a little bit of light just at the tips, and then really darken it up at the bottom. Just want to get them. Just going to go in and put just, now this one's sort of dried off, it was a little bit wet. Just going to go in and try and just match them up a little bit, just so they're very similar. Pop that away. So that one, that is my flowers for both cards now. Thank you, Sylvia. Right, so just let me let's get my base cards just put together, and then I'll concentrate on that one. I'll just put that one to one side, and that one. So we'll concentrate on making this one first. So I've prepared all my card. That's the sentiment. That's for the other one. Just pop that up there out the way. We've got a piece of vellum for the other one. Piece of card. There's a base. Right. We can start putting them back all together. This is where I get ink everywhere. You can guarantee if there's a white piece of card, Lorna gets it mucky. Right. So, the little dotted stamp that we already used for the Echinacea, what I'm going to do is I'm just eyeballing this. It's not on there, actually. It's not the base card, sorry. It's the... So, that's the half of A4 folded in half. So it works out at 10.5 by 14.8. That is the base card. Then we've got a piece, a basic white. That is thick basic white for the base. This is ordinary basic white. This is 14.3 centimetres by 10 centimetres. So this is what we're going to stamp on, not the base card. You can stamp the base card, but I liked it like this. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to roughly eyeball where I want that. So I'm going to go in with a little Pacific point to get my teeth into gear. I'm just going to bring in a scrap, because I'm going to second generation stamping. So yeah, we're going second generation. So all I'm doing, what my aim is to go diagonally across. So make sure I stamp off. So this is all we're doing. Okay. So I'm just going to spin that round, and we're just going to do the same in this corner. Just like so. And I'm just going to see, oops, can't pick it up. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'll put the lid back on there. And I'll just clean my stamp. Right. So I'm happy with that bit. So we've stamped. Can't get my... Come on. Just pop that to one side. Right. So as you can see on this piece here, I hope I'm in frame. I've stuck them together. So if we look at, and I've gone off, I haven't stayed on the card. We've gone off, and then what I've done is this stem here, I've married up with that leaf like so, and it just looks like it's flowing. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to stick this down. I'm just going to, because I'm going to end up with glue everywhere. Just let me get my mat. Oh, come here. So here's my mat. So what I'm looking at is something like so. Yeah. Okay, so, whoops, get my glue, and all I'm going to do is this, yeah, the stem bit, something what they called it. I just got some glue on. I'm going to go a bit further up like so. I put a bit too much glue on, but never mind. It dries clear. There we go. Just make sure I've got that. You have wiggle room, so do not worry. There we go. So I put too much on. I'm a nightmare. Get my tissue stuck to it now. There we go. So then we're going to go somewhere like that. Just a tip, where's me embossing buddy? It will come down. It will be fine. Just takes the stickiness. Just takes the stickiness off. You can see all the powder in that. Right, so we are going to position that where we want, and I'm quite happy, something like that. So once you're happy, I'm going to go, and this is where I get glue everywhere again. We're just going to put just little bits, little dabs of glue, and then we're just going to go down the stem just with tiny, that's it. So then we can turn that over. And place that where we want. And I don't want to, I haven't put it all round the end because I like the edges to come up a bit, so it just looks like it's coming off, if you know what I mean. It's not flat. Just going to try. In fact, I'm going to cut that bit off, and then that, I know that leaf's going to come off, but just cut that off like so. Put that bit in the bin, and then just a little bit fiddly, but it's well worth it. Come on, I'm sticking to my fingers because I've got glue on my fingers. Oh dear. Come on. We can do this. So just, come on. Come on, glue. That's it. There we go. And then we're just going to put that there. And then you can see they're just, I haven't put it right the way down, just to look like it's coming off. So that is the cornflower one. Right, let's put it together. Hopefully my fingers aren't too sticky. Right, so we put this on like so with dimensionals. So I have got a new packet to start, but I'm going to use the edges. I use it all up. You've got to use it all up. So, where did I cut my other bit? Oh, I've got tilly hairs sticking to me. I think that's it. And like so, I'm just going to put a tiny little bit. And use all the scraps. So then I'm just going to take all that off. Like so. Right, get my tweezers so I can see what I'm doing. So I'm eyeballing this. Something like that. Like so. Right, I'm just going to stick that onto the base card and we can finish it off. Like so. There's just that little border. I know it's white on white, but I do think it does look nice. Right, so we've got happy birthday. Now, because we've already put these on, the main part on with dimensionals, all I'm going to do is put some dimensionals at the right hand side under the P and the Y and the day, so it lifts it up, and then just put glue on this side. So it's just a matter of making sure you know where the bit is you're wanting to raise. And just get some glue. I'm just going to put some glue on there. So I'm going to go in. You're going to have to bear with me because I can't see straight. That's not far off. And then just going to put one on there. Pull the little thing off. Oops. A little bit of glue. And there we go. And we're going to decorate with the brushed brass butterflies. Can't say that very quick. So we're going to go in. I'm going to go similar to... That's got a hair stuck to it. Oh, dear me. Come on. I'm just using 3 of the little ones on here. So, and if you wanted to, you could use your Wink of Stella. And you could just like that, just to give it that little bit of sparkle. I haven't done it on this one, so may as well. Can't beat a Winker Stella. So that is the first card. Oh, a bit too far up. That is the first card done. So I'll pop them to one side and we'll concentrate on the next one. So same again, it's just an ordinary half an A4. Scored it 10.5. And I've got a mark on this one. I knew I would. Right, so basic white card again. So it's thick basic for the base, basic white, and this is get me head into gear, 10 centimeters by 14.3. Right. Then the vellum, this is 9.5 by 13.8, and you'll see that just gives you the border just round like so. Right, so I'm just going to bring in my machine so we can emboss. I'm embossing with the Time Worn Type 3D embossing folder, and just let me there we go. So for your 3D where's my embossing? It's here somewhere. Find it eventually. Right. So just let me pop that down there. So the piece of card, the piece of vellum is just going in, Stampin' Up label facing you. Just put it in where you think. Put it down. I'll bring my machine back in. So I've got plate 1, the embossing folder, and then plate 4. And then we're just going to wind this through. Just move those to one side. Just, that's it for my big machine tonight. So there we go. And I really like that vellum when it's dry embossed. It's lovely. So that's what we've used, and we're going to pop that onto that piece like so. Now with vellum, you've got to be careful how you actually stick it down. And what I'm going to do, where this panel that goes on the front, it's going to hide my tape, so I'm going to pop it behind so it's out of the way. So I'm just going to make sure, so I've got tear and tape. Just going to make sure. just about. As long as it sticks down, it doesn't matter. So we've got tape. Just gonna pull the backing off. So you could even use liquid glue under here, it doesn't really matter, because you're not obviously going to see it because it's behind that panel. It's that way, I think. You can just read some of the words, but only just. So once you're happy with the placement, so you can just see it. Right, that piece is going to go over the top like so. Like that, but we're going to pop that up on dimensionals again. May as well use these up. Oops. No, Lorna. No, I'm not doing it like that. I'm going to put these on. Reason why I've got ribbon on. I'm putting that on the backhand. Oh dear. No, I've got ribbon on, so underneath, so I need that gap. So I can't have it all the way down. I could have done it in smaller chunks, I suppose, but... Right, so we just think it's that way. So I'm just going to place that like so. And I'm using, and I got it out and I put it somewhere. Why does it always happen? This is the fine art ribbon. And I'm just going to cut a piece. So we're going to go somewhere like so. Like that. Right. So you can use whatever you want. I'm just going to use a bit of tear and tape just to stick it at the back. So once I'm happy with where I want it, I'm just going to stick that at the back. Take one off. Stick my ribbon on. Pull it round. Tape off. And there we go. And then that will be underneath. Like so. Right. Now because we are sticking this onto embossed vellum, I am just going to put a blob of glue on each dimensional just to give it that extra stickiness. So just a bit of glue on each. Oops. Just going to go in. Just eyeballing it. Somewhere like so. And just pop that down. Right, before I put the flower on, I'm going to pop that onto my base card. Put my lid on. Whoops. Get my fingers stuck. Just stick that down, make sure that's stuck down. There we go. Make sure. Right. So our flower is just going to be something like that. And once again, I've used dimensionals and I've used small ones on there and a big one. I've used 2 big ones, like so. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to gently just bend it. I want the leaves to sort of stand out. So I'll take the dimensionals off. If you can. And once again, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on. It's because it's got that, it's that heat embossed background that I'm sticking it to. Just a little bit on those two, just to secure it. So we're going to go like so. And it just stands off, it just looks, I think it looks rather sweet. Just let it get stuck on. So then we've just got the happy birthday. Now this is the copper. And pop it like that. So once again, where's my little ones? Dimensionals on the end piece, and just take those off. And then just a little bit of glue, a little bit of a lot of glue. And we're going to go in like so. Pick this one up. Okay, and then just to finish it off, we're going to use a big butterfly. And we're going to pop him in the same spot. Just make sure that's stuck down. Just like so. So that is just going to give it that little bit of definition on the petal, like so. Right, let me clear up, get my rubbish away, and then we'll, so those two and those two. Now you'll notice I haven't decorated inside tonight, but I will decorate inside. It's just that we're making two. It's takes a bit longer, so but yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It just shows you all the different colours, all the different dyes you can do. If I put them on there, you can do all sorts. It just, let's have a look. I'll put that one in there. So it just shows you all the dyes you can colour, you can create. It would be nice to make a little gift set. You could use the like the acetate box to make like a set of 5 cards, whatever, pop in. It's just nice. It's just all floral, and it's really nice, really sweet. So yeah, so that is this evening. I've really enjoyed it. I've loved creating. I appreciate everybody watching. It means a lot. But yes, now next week I won't be here. I've got a prior engagement next Monday, I'm afraid, so I will not be here next week, but I will be back the week after. So what will be, it's the 14th next week, so it'll be the 21st I'll be back. So and I've had a delivery today, so I've got some new goodies to play with, so looking forward to showing you what we can make with those. So if you're watching on catch up, thank you very much. I will upload my video to YouTube. If you enjoy my video, if you'd give me a thumbs up please, and it'd be nice if you'd get a subscription from on my YouTube channel. It means a lot. And obviously I'll save it onto Facebook as well, so it can be watched back. So thank you very much. Take care everybody, and we'll see you in a fortnight. Bye.